the secret to matching your frequency to your dream reality.
Welcome to the Dream Creation Podcast.
The one thing I need you to understand right now is that version of yourself that you desire to experience already exists. It already exists. Just like with everything is existing all at the same time. And it's about tuning our frequencies. Our frequencies are what allow us to perceive what is possible, what is available. So depending on where you are vibrationally will depict what you feel is available and possible for you. One thing to realize right now is you're doing it all right now. You visualize right now, you feel, you have emotions right now, you have specific habits and actions that you do right now that creates the exact reality that you are in. Just like me 5 years ago, I was tuned to a different version of myself. The only reason I transformed my life the way I did within that time frame was because I was learning to tune to a different frequency. And what that did for me was it opened up the possibilities. It opened up the doors. I had to take on different habits and actions, because this is the thing. What is the personality like of that version of you that has your dream reality? What are the things that they would be thinking, feeling, doing? How do they present themselves? What are the beliefs that they act from? And so that's one way to really wrap your mind around how to start beginning to shift your frequency, because the bridge for you to do that, one of the key ways is your visualization. Because what was I doing 5 years ago? I was visualizing me being that version of myself that I desired. I wasn't visualizing specific things. It didn't matter if those things actually came to fruition or not, because this is the thing with visualization. It's not to get tied up on the actual visualizing it and happening that exact way. I mean, sometimes it can, and that feels really good, and it's really cool to know you've created that. But the visualization is to help change your energy within you while you're visualizing it. Haven't you ever thought of an old memory and you're right back in the emotion of it because you're visualizing it? You do this already every single day. There's a story going on in your mind. You're visualizing something in your mind. You're thinking something within your mind that is making you feel a specific energy, that's tuning you to a specific frequency. So with the frequency and trying to match that of what it is you desire, I want you to start beginning to think of frequency like it really is. Just like how you have to tune to a specific radio station. That radio station already exists and it's already playing. We don't hear it and we don't perceive it unless we tune to that frequency. So ask yourself, what frequency am I tuned to right now? Maybe it's the one I've been tuned to. This is why taking a practice to separate yourself from what is, that's why meditation is so powerful, because it's separating you from the physicalness, from your 3D, what's got you so wrapped up in what is already created. And so you're looking at it, you're feeling it, and you're just recreating it. You think things are never changing, things haven't changed. They're constantly changing and constantly a new version of you in every moment, but you're just recreating the same thing. So how do we sway out of that? How do we gain new momentum in a different direction? Well, again, the bridge to that is through visualization. That is one of the key ways you can do that. You can also do that with sounds, frequencies, meditation, breathing, and again, visualization. These are the tools that I used. I learned multiple different methods from so many spiritual leaders out there, and they all had the same underlying tone, and that was energy, and that was shifting that energy and shifting to a different frequency. Now, if you close your eyes right now and imagine a moment, one of your favorite moments that's ever happened in your life, really feel it. Like, what was the texture of your clothing? What was the temperature of the air? Were you inside? Were you outside? Could you feel the sun on your face, the wind? Who were you with? What were you talking about? What were you feeling? You relive that. Doing that in that exact moment will shift your energy. You're tuning to a different frequency. So you can use past memories, you can create memories, you can visualize things that never even happened to do that. The point is not to get hung up on the actual details of the visualization and then looking at your current now reality, because there is a gestation period from when you're tuning to this new frequency and looking at your now and then wondering, well, how am I going to get there? It hasn't got there. And then you're doing the exact opposite in that moment. In that moment, you are tuning your frequency. And what are you tuning it to? To disbelief, not possible, not available. Through thought, through a pattern of thought, and there you are. So you already do this. This is the amazing thing about it. And so your dream doesn't have to be this unreachable thing and place it on such a high pedestal, because I used to do that. And I felt the disconnection. I felt the gap in between that. And you will feel that over time. It doesn't feel really good because it feels like you have it so far out of your reach. What needs to happen in these moments is to not tie yourself to the outcome that you're using in your visualization, to allow it just to elevate your frequency, because that is the work. Think about somebody who decides to take a yoga class for the first time. And I've never done yoga before. They're going to decide to do some yoga. So they go to the class. Now they've gone to their second class. They're sick of using the mat that's somebody else is using. So they buy their own mat. They start to buy their yoga clothes. Now their identity is beginning to shift. Because now they do yoga. Now they're a yoga person. But so your habits and what you do daily also has an impact on how your frequency can be tuned and shift. Because there is that version of you already exists, just like the radio station already exists. It's already playing on that. For me to access it and perceive it and live through that, I have to tune to it. It's the exact same thing. So me 5 years ago, being in that job I didn't want to be in, I started subtly visualizing a different outcome for me. I didn't really know exactly what or how, and I still have those moments where I don't know, because it's not about knowing, it's about tuning and following that inner guidance. Having goals, having strategic methods are all amazing things to have, but they're not the key component to what shifts that for you. It's all internally done, and those things are additive bonuses that enhance it. Everything that I desired, that I didn't have in the moment, and then was able to manifest that, was all about focusing myself into the energy of it first, creating from the inside first. This is how you're going to change the frequency within you. There are many methods to do it. You don't even need a method to do it. You just really need to be in tune and have awareness of your body, of your energy, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. And so if you don't know how to do that, then you do need some methods like meditation, because that is the number one tool that allowed me to do that. If you aren't meditating and you want to go about creating your own reality, you're not going to have it mastered, because you have to master your self-awareness. You have to master yourself first, and that is done through meditation. And again, there's a million ways to meditate. There are very active meditations, and there are very passive meditations. What I used in the beginning, I had a very crazy mind. I went to an angel reading. I never thought I would go to one. My friend bought it for me at the time because I was going through a difficult time. And she's like, I think this will help. And I was like, well, it's free, so I'll go. So I went. But the number one thing I got from that reading was that the way she taps into the energy, she hears the calling of my spirit guides and my higher self, but she couldn't even hear them because my thoughts were so chaotic, were so loud, and were so crazy at the time. She's like, do you meditate? You need to ground yourself. It is so loud in your mind, it's hard to even recognize that call from them. And so when I had a stranger tell me that, because I tried meditation before and I gave up on it because it didn't really, I didn't feel like I was doing it right. There was all these rules to sit cross-legged, a specific breathing. It was very confusing to me. I tried it. It just seemed like I was more stressed out trying it, feeling like I wasn't doing it. So I gave up on it. Then what happened was I went to that reading and that lady said that to me. And I was like, you know what? As soon as she said that, I was like, you need to meditate again. You need to try meditation again. So this time I decided, I was like, I'm not going to give up on this. I'm going to learn to take the power back of my mind. Because if you Googled like how to take control back of your mind, like the first thing that pops up everywhere was meditation, meditation, meditation. And I'm like, well, I tried that. But like after that lady said it, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to try this now. And so I made that my practice. I got an app called Headspace. I dived into that. Then I fell into the teachings of Abraham, which taught me a way to meditate in a way that I can start monitoring and having that self-awareness of my thoughts. And it is not about really controlling them in a sense that you have to watch every little thing you think. You can think whatever you want, but it's about being that awareness of what that's doing to your body. And so in my Ascension workbook, which you can grab through the link below, it's going to have exercises in there for you to practice this. So you can own up to that. For the next 2 weeks, practice that 5-minute meditation I have in that book, and you'll automatically gain more self-awareness from that. So when you're not doing the meditation and you're in conversation with people at work or your family, you are more present in the conversation and you are aware when your mind will go somewhere that'll bring you to an energy and a frequency that you are going to tune to that is opposing your dream reality. The beauty about it is that it is so simple, but we are so caught up in physicality, in our 3D, that we don't notice it as simple. We think it's this big thing that we need to do and take action on, which action is a huge key component. Action is a tool for manifesting. It's a key step in how we manifest. But it's a byproduct. Action is a byproduct. It's not a key element in itself. The key element in itself is your energy and your frequency. And that's all stemming from what you're tuning to, what frequency you're tuning to. And that comes from what story, what are you visualizing? What are you playing in your mind? What do you believe to be true? What are your perceptions? These are all of those things. And if it seems like that's a lot to take on and change, then all you really need to get done is awareness. What am I feeling? Do I like this feeling? Is this feeling in alignment with my dream reality? And if it's not, the more time you spend there, the further away or the longer it'll take you to get there. So the point is to have this awareness. This is exactly why I created, and I'm in the midst of really creating, the Spirit Ascension course for you. Because it's going to bring you through everything you need to do in order to start understanding how to switch your frequency, how to become more self-aware, how to align your energy, how to use your imagination, your mind's eye, to start tapping into that frequency. So you're tuned to that frequency more. So your identity shifts to that person of who you are because they already exist, to make it more apparent for you. And now you start taking action on specific things. Maybe your habits change because of it. Maybe you don't feel like doing this anymore, but now you feel like doing that because of how you've tuned your frequency and energy. My life's workings here because I grabbed different methods from books, from courses, from free workshops for like almost 15 years. And then what really stuck with me and I used and then I put together in a specific way is what the Spirit Ascension course is all about. If you want to know more, access the wait list for this course below so you get the best pricing available and you get the notification of when it's released on the Udemy platform. You can access that through the link below, or it's also available in the workbook. Utilize that workbook. A lot of the workbook is the tip of the iceberg, so to speak, to get you started on this process. Each and every one of us is capable of manifesting anything we want. We have the capability to heal our own bodies and transform the reality in front of us. When somebody sends energy your way, there's 3 things that you can do. You can absorb it, you can deflect it back, or you can choose to transform it. Isn't that such a beautiful thing to realize? You already do these things. You're just programmed and stuck in a pattern of them that is not allowing you to switch it, transmute it, transform it. And how do we break a pattern? We begin to respond differently. And so how do you begin to respond differently if you've always been responding the same way? It's being aware that you have the opportunity. Something happens. You're witnessing something, you're seeing something, you're visualizing something, you're telling yourself a story about something. And now you have this energy, now you have this tune, now you have this frequency. How do we respond differently? Is to be aware that you were there. And the only way to do that is through meditation. And maybe you already meditate now and you still feel like you don't have this self-awareness. This is a key thing to remember with meditation too, because there's so many ways to do it. There is guided, there's a lot of visualizing, there's a lot of listening. If you want to take back control of your mind, then you need a very passive meditation where you just listen to something very mundane and take yourself away from what you were thinking. And when you practice that within so many minutes of each other, you're going to notice your mind snap back to whatever it's wanting to think about. And then you just bring it back. You bring it back to your breath. You bring it back to listening to a fan, a ticking clock. Again, I explain all of this in the Ascension Workbook. Absolutely free. Grab your copy below. Begin practicing this meditation. And every single moment is a new moment to tune yourself to a new frequency. And the more that you do that, the more that becomes your habit. Because you are always tuning. You are always tuning. It's not like you need to learn how to tune to frequency. You are always doing that. You're doing that right now. And so be aware and redirect. And this is how you can start beginning to match that frequency. Through your imagination, through visualization, through what it would feel like. But don't tie yourself to that specific outcome. Because your physical mind can't perceive how your higher self has it planned out for you in the best way possible, in divine timing, and in protecting you from certain outcomes. When you think it specifically needs to happen a certain way, you might be limiting yourself and putting yourself in a frequency that's actually not a match to it. So again, this is all fun though, okay? Because you are naturally doing it. You are a beautiful creator. If you found resonance in today's video, make sure to like it and share it with somebody that you feel would benefit from hearing the message in this video. And also make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the future videos that I'm creating here to help you raise your vibration, ascend your higher consciousness, tune to the higher frequencies to help heal your energy and manifest your dreams to reality. I'll see you in the next video.